Has anybody ever come up to you and said, you're not a real woodworker because you do this or because you don't do that? Well, let's have an honest discussion about it.
So if I make something like this, and I use a laser engraver to cut this out, it's made out of wood, does that make me a non-woodworker? Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks for checking this out. So has anyone ever come up to you and said, hey, because you do this, or you don't do this, or you don't use this, or you use this, you're not really a woodworker? Well, in today's video, I want to have a conversation about that. If that's something you're interested in, stick around. Let's get into it. So as you can see, I'm sitting here in my woodworking shop. I have a full stack of wood behind me. I have miter saws, handheld woodworking tools, band saws, skill saws, you name it, I have the tools. Chisels, I've got it. But I also have, as you can see back here on this wall, 2 diode lasers, and I have a Monport 80-watt CO2 laser. So I was on Facebook the other day and I was reading through one of the posts, and one of my fellow woodworkers was posting videos on creating lanterns for the upcoming Halloween season that he was cutting out of cedar planks, and he was using a laser cutter to do it. And some of the comments on there, well, you're not really a woodworker because you're not making anything and you're not really doing woodworking. And I thought to myself, what an ignorant comment to make. Here he is working with wood. He's using a tool in order to cut out a really nice lantern that he can put together. He has, a full-on instruction assembly video. He sells these online. He sells them during the Halloween season. He's using cedar. He's using wood. To me, he's a woodworker. Most of us have other tools in our shop that we use for woodworking, whether it be just doing handheld woodworking or whether it's using a miter saw or a band saw or a skill saw, routers, whatever it is, table saws, you name it, we use it in order to do woodworking. So how is it that if you have a laser engraver or a laser cutter or even a CNC, they're not really a woodworker? Well, that doesn't make sense to me. A lot of the templates that we use, specifically, templates that we use with our routers, were either cut out on a laser or cut out on a CNC. And typically most of those are cut out either in acrylic or they're cut out of wood. That's just how modern day woodworking is. So to me, we're still woodworkers, even though we're using other tools that are not traditionally considered to be woodworking tools, such as laser engravers and laser cutters. Post down in the comments what your experience is with this. Has anybody ever come up to you and said, because you do this, you're not really a woodworker, or because you don't use these tools, you're not really a woodworker? I think in this day and age, we need to evolve, we need to adapt, and woodworking is not the same as it was 50 years ago. And just to give you a history of my background, I've been doing woodworking for 50 years. I'm 55 years old. I started at 5 with my dad in the basement. We built all kinds of stuff. So I have done woodworking for most of my life, ever since I could walk. So I consider myself a woodworker. I've just learned to adapt and evolve and use other tools to help me with woodworking.
So I just wanted to summarize, maybe I've come off a little bit angry or biased or upset or what have you about some of the comments that I'm reading, but I really think as woodworkers in this day and age, we really do need to adapt. We really do need to learn new skills, and I think it is not very kind when somebody comes across and says, because you're not doing this or you're not doing that or you don't use this or you use this tool, that you're not really a woodworker. Thank you for checking out today's video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one.